Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today we're here with a little update on the Dougherty dozen, and I also wanted to do a reaction to a Get Ready With Me that Alicia posted. It's not a super long video, but I want to share it with you guys. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, so we're all familiar with the Dougherty dozen, and it's been a while since I've done a reaction to one of her videos, and this one popped up this morning, and I figured it might be a good one to react to. And it says, "Get ready with me, mom of 12," and it was just posted this morning. It has 8.8 thousand views, and this is what she's calling her TGIF, Get Ready With Me. And spoiler alert, she does not share any of the products that she's using. She's not talking about any of the techniques that she's using. And I get it, like, don't get me wrong, she's not an influencer or a makeup artist or anything, but I do just think it's kind of funny. Like, if you're going to do a Get Ready With Me, bare minimum, like, share the products that you're using. The idea of a Get Ready With Me is to put your skincare or makeup on camera. And if you're not going to be super specific with the products that you're using, you could at least shout out maybe a couple of your favorites that you use all the time so that other people can get ideas from you. And before we get into this video, I do want to touch on her absolutely just enormous Thanksgiving shopping trips that she's been doing recently. I have watched those, and all that it does is go back to the food waste and the overconsumption that she's constantly showing on her channel. I would have really liked to seen her, maybe not buy out the whole grocery store for her own family, scale it back a little bit, and share some of those groceries with other families in need in her area, because there are so many families, I'm sure, within just a short distance of her where they're not able to buy the turkey and all of the sides. They might be doing something that is a little bit more within their budget. And let's be honest, turkeys are expensive, and not everybody has it in their budget. So it would have been really nice to pair the overconsumption and flex culture of Thanksgiving with someone else in need, or, possibly maybe stocking up a cart of canned goods and taking it to the homeless shelter. I've been harping on this for a long time because food waste is important to me. It matters to me, and it should matter to everybody. But of course, this is my channel, and all I can do is share what I care about. But it's the constant overspending. It's the constant, and I know that she's having a lot of people over at her house. So a lot of people were really focused on how much she was buying. Do I think that she overbought? Absolutely. But she does that on a Tuesday in May. So it's no different than what she usually does. So when, of course, if she's hosting a lot of people, she's going to overbuy for that occasion as well. But again, it was a missed opportunity to show how you're not only helping your family, but you're also maybe helping other families that are not in such a fortunate position as you are during the holiday season. And I don't think that she cares. I think that she's probably one of those people where eventually she might come out and be like, oh, well, we don't share good deeds on camera. And you know how I feel about that. There's a gray area. Once in a while, you can share how you're giving back to your community, especially if you're creating as much waste and such a toxic way of spending on YouTube, where you're also making loads of cash for this content that you're putting out. It would be nice to once in a while see her giving back, and that's just my opinion. But I know the Thanksgiving videos, the shopping videos, have been talked about quite a bit. I've received quite a few messages about them myself, and all that it does is confirm what I've been saying since May when I started talking about Alicia, and that is that she is here to buy all of the things. And it's one thing if you're going to buy all of the things, but sometimes why don't you share some of those things with those that are in not in the same position that you're in. I really think a lot around the holiday season about families that are not able to do a huge Thanksgiving spread for their children, and it really hurts my heart. I also think a lot of the families that are not spending Thanksgiving or Christmas in a home that is their own, and instead spending it either in a homeless shelter, or even some of them are even on the streets, literally not even with a roof over their head. So I think about these people a lot, and it matters. And, you know, I think that I've shared this with you guys, but just real quick, with my last company, we used to volunteer every Thanksgiving at the local homeless shelter to serve lunch. Go in there and you prepare the lunch, and then you serve it, and then you help clean up after. So you're probably there for about 3.5 to 4 hours in total. And it's a really good experience to give to yourself, even if you're an adult and you've never had to step foot in a homeless shelter as someone who needed a safe place to stay. It allows you to see a different side of what someone's holiday season might look like. And it was really eye-opening. And I obviously knew about it before then, but actually being there serving people who were homeless right around the holidays was something that just, it kind of sent something full circle for me. And I was always grateful during the holidays, but even more so after seeing how some people are, in such a tough spot. And that matters year round, but we all know that Americans, commercialize the holidays, and you see all of these commercials and ads with people gathered around this beautiful table with all of the Christmas lights and beautiful decorations. And that's just not what the holiday season is for a lot of people. And, it matters. And when people are in really fortunate positions financially, it would also be nice to see the other side of not just buying all of this nonsense that's going to sit in your garage and eventually expire. So let's get into the video. I am going to put it at 1.5 times speed as I usually do, because I can't sit on my channel and complain about her long videos if my reaction video is as long or longer than hers are. So I really try to trim these down a little bit. Let's get into it.
I didn't realize you kept tabs on all day.
Well, I keep track of stuff. That's my job.
Hi everyone, it's Alicia with the Dougherty Dozen, and this is my Friday morning TGIF. Get ready with me live, but first, coffee. Yeah, Fridays. Okay, we just woke up, and I don't know. I just have morning voice still. Coffee needs to wash it out. But yeah, Fridays we sleep in. We get up at 5. That's sleeping in for us. Although
what a weird flex to say. 5 a.m. is sleeping into us. Okay, I will send your sticker in the mail. I always think it's really funny how these, depending on what genre of family vlogger you're watching, some of them flex on really weird things. And something that Alicia has done for a long time is kind of put on this persona as if she's super mom and she gets it all done, and she's, managing these 12 kids and doing all of the good things. And a lot of people bought it and are still buying it. But for her to say, oh, well, for us sleeping in is 5 a.m., what a weird flex.
I was awake since 4:30, just kind of laying in bed scrolling Facebook mindlessly. But you were awake early too, weren't you? Yeah, we were just both awake laying there. So, but we sleep in, we get up at 5, and the kids grab cereal for breakfast, which I stocked up on again because last week we didn't have their favorite cereals. And they buy lunch at school. So I don't do morning routine on Friday, typically, because it's kind of a day off. I am making dinner tonight. Auntie Lauren says, hi, Josh.
Hi, Lauren.
I am making dinner tonight.
Of course, Auntie Lauren is in the chat. It would not be a live stream if Auntie Lauren was not one of the first ones to be addressed by Alicia. And some people kind of go back and forth on this. Should Auntie Lauren be talked about because she is a subscriber and not a creator? The way that I feel about this is, she has made herself so well known that she's up to be talked about. She has literally rebranded her TikTok and social media to be almost try to make people think that she's a distant aunt of the Dougherty Dozen. And I've heard from a lot of y'all that, oh, I thought Auntie Lauren was actually their aunt. And y'all literally did not even know that she's just the #1 super fan of Alicia and all this problematic content that she puts out. So, no, Auntie Lauren is not related to Alicia or anyone in the Dougherty family. And she's just someone who has become clearly obsessed. And I just always think it's funny. Like, yeah, of course, she's going to be one of the first ones to be addressed because she makes her presence known. And Alicia has also gone out of her way to make Lauren feel as if her behavior is acceptable, and it's not.
I'm not ordering pizza. I'm gonna make flatbread pizzas because they've been on my Instagram feed and they look amazing. So I'm gonna make those, and yeah, that's the day. It's a really easy day today. He's got a football game 3 hours away, 3-ish hours away. So he is going there. He's not going to school. They've got to go to the football game. We decided not to go to the football game. It just would have been like too much to coordinate taking 11 kids 3 hours away.
So what she's doing now is she's telling everybody on this live stream, my oldest child is going to be at a football game 3 hours away, which you can check, where it's going to be because everyone knows where he goes to school. So she's giving the location indirectly. She's giving the transparency that they're not going to be there with him. So he's going to be there with no family, no parents. And if some deranged fan wanted to take it upon themselves to figure out where this 3 hours away football game is going to be played, they could literally have all day today to prepare their drive to go to this football game and meet her oldest child in person, and there would be no parents, no nothing, no family there to do anything. She literally also did this with one of her younger bio children a few months ago, where she talked about how the bio child was going to an event in a completely different state. All that I had to do was Google what this event was. It gave me the dates, the location, the time, and anyone can do that. And this is how sharing where kids go to school, what they're doing, what their schedules are, what they're going to be doing ahead of time creates a huge, huge, huge safety concern for these kids.
For a football game and driving home 3 hours. So we're going to just watch it on YouTube and pretend we're there. It is number 7 if you watch it on YouTube.
So we'll be at home watching it on YouTube, not there, not, able to keep an eye on things. Not that Alicia would really keep an eye on anything anyway, because her nose is always in her phone, replying to comments and talking to people like Auntie Lauren. But this is a really big problem. Why are you telling people that your child is going to be somewhere unsupervised? And yes, before anyone says anything, I understand that this child is the oldest, but he still deserves protection. He has had odd run-ins with fans previously. When they were at the beach, he was escorted home by the beach police officers. So his safety matters just like the younger kids' safety matters, and that shouldn't be just laughed at and let go. This is actually a really big deal, and it confirms to me that Alicia does not care about safety, about announcing their schedules ahead of time. She does not care. She's going to keep this going
with us. And yeah, that's it. It's wrestling, but
again, giving away the kid's football number, saying that the other child has wrestling. So she's just, none of this is necessary. Instead of in this Get Ready With Me, oversharing about all of your kids, how about you tell us something about yourself? It's always about the kids. And maybe that's just something that is not going to change no matter what happens with YouTube. But you can't tell me that you genuinely care about your child's safety when you're doing things like this simultaneously. Period. And that's my opinion.
Yep. Yeah. Football game. Wrestling. Back. I don't don't know. We haven't.
Stop telling people what your kids are doing ahead of time. This really pisses me off. It makes me so angry that she would bring in these two kinship children and just completely give them the lack of privacy and safety that she gives all these other kids. What good are you doing for them besides giving them a roof over their head and a bunch of materialistic stuff that they don't need? That's been my question. I still don't have a good answer for it.
Found out when Pat's cross country skiing or when the twins start basketball. But should be soon. What else is going on? I don't know. Yesterday was like insane. I'm still recovering from the past 2 days, honestly. As I had that dental work done Wednesday.
Her brows, and this is not snark, I'm not being snarky, her brows would look a little bit better if she had a little bit of a richer tone of auburn instead of this like bright, and it could just be the lighting, but it would look a little bit more natural if it was just toned down just a little bit so it wasn't so bright. And I don't know the other products that she was using. It looked like something that was a little bit heavier in coverage. I personally love tinted moisturizer for all ages, but especially once you start to have a little bit of aging showing to your skin, tinted moisturizer just looks so much more flawless and natural than something that has more coverage. Do a tinted moisturizer and then pair it with a concealer to cover up imperfections. Like y'all know, I always complain about my acne scars. I'd rather have a tinted moisturizer and then, go in very precisely to cover up my acne scars, but that's just me.
That was rough. Go for it.
That was rough. That was rough. It knocks me down. Not much in life knocks me down. It knocks me down.
Great. So you're talking about your dentist appointment. This is a nice change. So why don't you start to focus on your dentist appointments, your doctor appointments? She just needs to focus more on what she has going on instead of constantly oversharing about her kids. But again, I don't think that any amount of commentary, any style of commentary, any amount of comments or criticism will ever change what she's doing, because she knows that she has built an audience that is way over invested in these kids' day-to-day lives. So why would she stop now? It's making her money.
And then like even yesterday, my mouth was still sore. I couldn't like talk right. Well, I felt like I wasn't talking right, but everyone told me I was talking right. But I felt like my mouth was so sore I couldn't pronounce words correctly. So yeah, once everyone's in sports, life is insane again. This is kind of like our down week. And then yesterday, an MRI, and it went fine. Like it was just on his knee because he kind of like tweaked his knee at wrestling, and they think it's nothing, but they just want to be sure.
She would also do a lot better with a beauty blender instead of just going in with a brush and kind of haphazardly blending. Using a beauty blender would allow things to look a little bit more diffused, a little bit more blended in with the skin. Sometimes with a brush you get brush streaks, and then you're kind of mixing all of these products together, and the contour that you place down is now blending with your concealer or your highlighter, and it just becomes kind of like a jumbled mess instead of it being different products that are supposed to serve different purposes.
We don't have the results yet. We got to do like the appointment for the results, but it's just like a process, you got to get up early, you got to go to the hospital, you got to check in, you got to wait an hour. I don't know why they do that. You like wait an hour.
So here we are again, oversharing about the kinship child and what his medical situation is. Again, unnecessary oversharing to the extent where it's almost like, and this is just my perception, but it kind of seems like Alicia likes to overshare with these medical situations and how she's taking them to so many different doctors to figure out what's going on exactly and so on and so forth. It's almost like a way for her to work in that savior complex that I think that she has, to say, oh, well, I'm taking them to the best specialists and I'm there and we're running around and waking up early. And I think everything that she does in some way ties back into that savior complex that she has.
They like tell you to be there at 8, but then the appointment's at 9, so you just sit in a room for an hour, like stressing out. So that's what we did. And I'm like not, I don't know, I stress out about anything medical. But we did it.
I stress about anything medical. Well, never mind.
He wanted me to sit back there next to him at the MRI machine, so that was an experience.
See, this is the savior complex. Oh, he wanted me to sit with him. Like, I don't like how she advertises so much how this kinship child is supposedly, you know, enjoying life and we're so connected and he really appreciates me and I'm doing all the things for him. I'd really like to know how his mother feels and how she feels about everything being kind of played out on a public stage, because low-key Alicia is shading their birth mother by saying, look at all the things that I've been able to do and that's why these kids are still with me and not with the birth mother. It's just ugh.
Oh, Dad, can I get your juice? Okay. Yeah, MRI machines are really loud. I did do a day in a life video yesterday, so I'll post that today, probably about, I don't know, noon.
Oh my God, the pulling on the eyes is literally like making my stomach hurt. Don't pull on your eyes. And if you're pulling down on your eye, why is you don't need to pull down if you're trying to put it on your skin. Just put it on your waterline. Like, why are we pulling so aggressively at your eyes? Oh, God.
Whenever it clears, whenever the YouTube world decides that it will clear the video. Nana makes a cherry pie in the video, Nana and Harley, so that's adorable. What is she doing? Harley. Honey, what are you doing? She's getting some paper. She has some work to do. Okay. She's got stuff to do. 5:30 a.m. My 4-year-old has some work to do. Yes, she fell asleep in her dress from yesterday. But I mean, it's kind of like a nightgown, right? It's just like multi-purpose. Oh, sorry, you can see her. She's back there.
She slept in her clothes from yesterday. Anyway, one thing that I've noticed is Alicia seems very much in tune with her youngest bio child. And this child, I know that y'all have, you know, mentioned this before as well, but this child really seems to get a type of undivided attention that her other kids do not get, at least not on camera. And it's very interesting because when you have 12 kids, that's a lot of attention that needs to go around. Could you imagine? And some of y'all watching this might be from a larger family with, you know, 11 siblings. But when you have that many kids and you need to give them all one-on-one attention, time, love, dedication, that is not an easy task. And when you throw social media into the mix and constantly being on your phone, constantly replying to comments, constantly filming, constantly doing TikToks, that's where the real undivided attention can start to lack. But for some reason, she really seems to not allow it to lack with this youngest bio child, and I hope that none of her other kids feel some type of way about that, but I would not be surprised if they do.
She's doing her work. So anyways, Nana was making a pie. She was sitting there writing the notes of the ingredients that Nana was saying. It was really cute. Yeah, I just have a feeling his MRI will be fine, and it was just more out of caution, but I don't know. We'll see. I gotta make the post appointment today. Schedule it. I don't know when it will be. I did get Harley's surgery scheduled for her tubes. That is, unfortunately, all they could do was December 6th. So that's going to be another thing added.
Why do people care about the medical appointments? Why do people like invest themselves in another child's MRI? And it's just so random. Like these are kids that are just going through the normal kind of things of childhood. This is not something that is unique or different. It's not like Alicia is spreading awareness about something that is one in a million or something like that. It's just very normal day-to-day stuff, and she has to make it a part of her content. She's not educating anyone. She's not doing anything special. So I don't understand. Nobody needs to know that your kid went for an MRI. And if you are that invested and you can say, oh, well, I actually do care about that, then you're a weirdo, and that's my opinion.
To our December. Yeah, she will get that done on Tuesday, December 6th. She's had it done a couple times before, so it's not. I mean, I'll still stress out because, you know, it's me. But she'll be all right.
I can draw this.
That's your name.
I can draw that.
Yeah. I usually make Josh do that stuff. Josh handles most of the medical stuff. Whenever possible. Just because of my anxiety with medical stuff. Yeah, it's not.
I'd like to know how the school that Josh works at and kind of his colleagues, how do they feel about the Dougherty Dozen social media presence? I'd love to know, you know, in that video from like a month ago when Josh walked in and was like, oh, tell me when you're filming, and he was cussing on camera. You know, that's a very normal reaction to have when your wife is filming literally your entire day and not telling anyone when she's filming. But I do kind of wonder, like, how do they feel about that? Do they have thoughts? I'd love to know, just because I'm curious about kind of what outsiders think of these family vloggers, and they work with this guy every day. How do they feel about it?
Busy day. Good productive day. And Nana, Papa, and Nana, oh, you guys have seen the laundry disaster that is my master bedroom. Like, I no longer have a master bedroom. I just have a laundry mountain constantly. Nana, Papa, and Nana sorted probably like 2/3 of the laundry and put it away yesterday.
Okay, so we're oversharing about dentist appointments, but going back to this laundry mountain that is in her room, if you would actually set a boundary with your children and teach them some chores, and I'm not talking about anything that's impossible. Laundry is a very basic chore for a child to help out with. If you would set that rule, set that boundary, tell them that if they don't help with the laundry, then no iPhone, like whatever it is that you want to do. But that should be something that her kids can help her with. I can tell you, if I was, you know, in a house with 12 kids and their laundry took over my master bedroom, there is no way that would go on for longer than a week. You're not going to take my personal space because y'all aren't helping with laundry. So you're going to start helping with laundry so that I have my master bedroom back, period.
Dentist appointments yesterday, and it was like middle of the day, so I'll just come home instead of going back to school. So she was home with nothing to do. So Nana's like, oh, I got something for you to do. So
yes, and that's what they should be doing. That should not be this like big aha moment. That should be something that you're actually teaching your children, because as I've said before, if you want to be the advocate for being able to handle these 12 kids, then you need to also exhibit what you're teaching them to do and what you're showing them and the life skills that you're equipping them with before they leave your house. Instead of just saying, oh yeah, we buy them a bunch of food, we get, you know, the clothes that they want, they point at something, throw it in the cart, and that's what we do. What skills are you actually sending them out into the real world with?
which is amazing because that's like the one chore I just don't get to on a daily basis, and then it piles up and then it's too much. And yes, I know we need to switch to like the kids all have their own basket of laundry. We keep trying to, but it just doesn't happen.
It's not just the kids having their own basket of laundry. It's actually having them help out around the house so that you're not running around like a crazy person, you know, trying to do all of this kind of stuff. Laundry is something very simple. It should be non-issue. I don't understand why it's such a hot topic when people say you should be teaching your children chores. it sets off the Dougherty Dozen fans, and I really don't understand it.
It's difficult to do.
It
if you
is.
don't have your own washer and dryer.
Well, no, I mean, like, trying to get the kids to put their dirty laundry in their, like, designated basket is what we keep trying to do. But it just, I don't know, it just doesn't work. Everything ends up in, like, a universal pile or basket and then washed together and then needs to get sorted out. And like, she came down from sorting the laundry. She's like, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do that. Yeah, Nana and Papa, like, they come once or twice a week and they just rock it out in this house. Like, I don't even know how they have the energy to just. Oh, and Nana had a really good point because
The feeling that I get about the Dougherty household is it's kind of like a free-for-all, and these kids just do whatever they want to do. They get whatever they want. It's, you know, as Alicia has said before, she's the fun house. So the fun house, no rules, you know, come and go as you please. I'll buy you what you want. And that's why I go back to this, like, if you're bringing all of these kids into your home, you should be actually teaching them life skills, teaching them things that they can go out into the real world to be functioning members of society. And the way that she's running things, or at least what we've seen based off her content, is not sending them out with something that is of value that they can then share with the next person.
everyone keeps asking when we're going to redo the playroom because we have all this furniture right now sitting in our sensory gym downstairs for the playroom remodel. And Nana's like, oh no, we are not redoing that room until after Thanksgiving. So we have 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We have like over 25 kids coming, for including mine, for Thanksgiving. And the kids are eating in the playroom. Like, I bought this folding table. So they're eating in the playroom. So she's like, we're not redoing the playroom until after Thanksgiving because there's kids eating in there and they can get whatever they want all over that carpet because that.
So she's saying they're having 25 kids over. So obviously she's going to overshop and overspend for all of this food that she's going to have to prepare. So do I still think that it's way too much? Yes, I stand by that because she overdoes everything in her life. But I want to say something real quick. Nana does not seem like a very nice person to me. Based on what I've seen and based on what I've heard from Alicia, she does not seem like that sweet granny that you would kind of think of. I don't know. She just doesn't seem like a very friendly person. And yeah, I wonder, based on what I've seen, I just kind of feel like there's a disconnect with physical affection, love, you know, words of encouragement from Alicia to these kids. And same goes with the grandparents and with Josh. It just doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of love and attention to go around because there's so many kids. And now you throw in the social media thing into the mix. And Alicia is, I guarantee her screen time is 20 hours a day. Guaranteed.
The carpet is already trashed with Play-Doh and markers and whatever else is in playrooms. And then we're just going to like ditch that carpet and put in the new one when we redo the playroom. So I was like, that is so smart. So yeah, that project is postponed.
Guess what? They're going to get stuff all over the new carpet. They're going to get stuff all over the carpet anyway because there are no rules. There's no structure. Just run around, do what you want, make a mess. Alicia will clean it up. And that's the way that she runs her house. So I understand that point, but the new carpet's going to get ruined anyway because there's no boundaries set in place. It's come over and do what you want and you can walk out and leave a mess and it'll be handled later. That bathroom door with the damn paint that I covered a few months ago and people wanted to get mad that I even had an opinion about it. That's a great example of it.
Until after Thanksgiving. She is smart. I'll need a week to recover. I did not send the chips home with Nana because I don't even know where the chips went. Like, Papa hid them so good, I don't even know where they are. So I was like, oh, they're probably fine since I don't even know where they are. But she took the pie home. Nana took the pie home to keep at her house because that would definitely get eaten here. My kids were not happy that she made a pie and then they couldn't eat it for dessert. Yeah, I'll need a week to recover. I know. Well, James's family's not coming now. Yeah,
all that powder that she puts on her face does not help her. Just my personal opinion. The more powder that you put on your face, the kind of more crepey your skin can look. And I know a lot of people are, oh, you're always shiny. Oh, you're oily. Guys, I would rather have oily skin than dry, crepey, drab, matte skin. And that's just my personal opinion. Oil on your skin will help you look younger for longer. You don't need to pack powder all over your face, you know, dust it on your T-zone and where you get super oily, and that's just my opinion.
And then the way the deep frying the turkeys work, which by the way, I've realized I kind of forget that I have followers all over the world and that some people have no idea what this whole American version of Thanksgiving is. And yeah, it's really just kind of evolved into a day of food and family and football and I don't know, am I missing something? Fun. Just, that's really all it is. It's just kind of like a day off to just chill out and eat and yeah. So anyways, not every American family deep fries.
She acts like she's really the one who told people about an Americanized version of Thanksgiving. Self-importance much?
Turkeys. That's kind of a trend that started, I don't know what, 5-10 years ago
A
here.
long time ago. No, as long as I can remember, we've been deep frying turkey.
No, but I mean, when did that trend like start in the States?
It's always happened in the South. It's always kind of been a thing.
Yeah, we're up north, we're in New York, so.
Alicia's probably one of those people who literally cannot stand days like Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day because she can't go and shop. She can't go to stores and like spend money. Guarantee she does at least one trip to the grocery store on Thanksgiving. Guarantee it.
We're slower to trends. Yeah. So not everybody, I mean, a lot of people still do the old fashioned, I don't even know, traditional in the oven turkey. But we started deep frying turkeys, and once you have a deep fried turkey, you can't ever cook a traditional turkey because
It's not a trend. Deep frying turkeys has been happening literally for ages, way, 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 way long before Alicia was even born. Deep frying turkeys is not something that is new age or a trend. It's just something that she just so happened to not know about, so she's calling it a trend.
Thanksgiving leftovers. We're not going to do around the world night next week just because we'll be like so crazy with Thanksgiving. But I'm doing, what are we doing? I don't even know if I figured out Wednesday yet. And then I think the week after we're going to do Egypt. So if you have any Egyptian food ideas, let me know. I'm not curling my hair this week. I just don't feel like it. Curling my hair takes so much effort. We're just going to go with straightening it. Yes, thank you. I think I had like a few people who were like, do not do around the world night. That's too much. I still need to post New Zealand around the world night. Oh my gosh. I still need to do that. Yeah, I gotta do that today. Because I should have done that last night because I didn't do Bon Appetit last night. So I just posted last year's Thanksgiving Bon Appetit, which gave me memories of last.
She just posts old stuff. Like if she's not flooding her YouTube and TikTok with stuff, she'll just repost old stuff. It's such a lazy way of making content. This like way that she uploads where it's like no edits, no real effort, no nothing put into the content. Having people watch her fold laundry for 2 hours, it's effortless and not in a good way. I don't understand who finds this entertaining, who finds it helpful. Alicia, how about you go ahead and do your soul food Monday? Because that's one thing where people have provided her with so many recipes of soul food. She refuses to touch soul food, which I just find very funny, honestly. But yeah, this lazy content, it's boring. It's not, you know, whatever. Like, watch what you want to watch. But when it comes to her still continuing to overshare medical stuff and the fact that her oldest son is going to be at a football game 3 hours away and they're not going to be there, and giving someone an entire day to plan their trip to go there is a big problem.
Last year's Thanksgiving, we didn't have, Neve and Deshaun didn't live here last holiday season because they didn't move in until spring. So everybody was really confused. They're like, why does it say here's what my 10 kids ate today? Because it was from last year. Like, I think we all forget that I've only lived here for 7 months. I feel like they've lived here forever. I gotta get my nails done. Still have this broken one. But I don't like to go alone. I like to bring my girls with me. But they have like school and stuff. Maybe we'll go after school. Alright. I'm going to, I think we're good. I think that's it. Just gonna put on some lipstick. I've not been wearing earrings lately because it's been like irritated whenever I wear earrings lately. I don't know. It's part of like getting old, I guess. Random things. I really should have washed my hair, but we didn't do that, so I'll do it tomorrow.
Earrings don't just randomly start irritating your ears because you're, quote, getting old. That has nothing to do with it. I guarantee she's buying cheap earrings that have nickel in them, and nickel allergy is actually super common. I have a nickel allergy. I cannot wear cheap earrings or my ears get irritated. So if you, randomly wear earrings and you feel like they irritate your ears, chances are is they have nickel in them. Get nickel-free earrings. Alicia, it has nothing to do with getting old or wanting to sad fish for, people to say, oh, you're not old. I know exactly what she's doing. But either way, those are going to be my thoughts on this. Do I think that she overbought for Thanksgiving? Absolutely. Do I think that there was a missed opportunity for her to give back to another family that is not fortunate enough to, have 5,000 potatoes cooking on Thanksgiving Day? Yeah, big missed opportunity. Do I think that she is absolutely reckless for telling people that they're not going to be there for their son's football game? Yes, I do. And of course, Auntie Lauren entered the chat bright and early, but are we surprised? No. So I figured this would be a good reaction. For now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.